And speaking of matters crimes, BBC journalist Njeri Mwangi, the investigative mind behind the explosive BBC Africa Eye documentary Madams, which uncovered a disturbing child sex trafficking network in Kenya, has hit back at claims by Interior CS Murkomen. The CS has dismissed the documentary as nothing more than fabrication. Njeri, standing firmly by her work, defended the months-long investigation and rejected Murkomen's remarks, stressing that the findings were accurate and that the integrity of her reporting remains intact. Our crimes reporter Samira Mohammed has more.
The entire report was fake because the people who were interviewed were not underage.
It is a statement by the Interior Cabinet Secretary Murkomen, which continues to elicit mixed reactions in the country.
But now when they say that this is not real, that it's fake, then it just gives the women who are doing this, it boosts their morale. They're like, you know what, they can't come for us.
The investigative reporter and producer for the BBC Africa Eye's investigative documentary dubbed Madams, exposing Kenya's child sex trade, Njeri Mwangi, now dismissing Murkomen's statement that the investigative piece was fake and stage-managed.
To negate that, to deny that these things happened to them, they're talking of their own personal stories. I think it is just wrong, it is evil, I don't know what the CS is trying to hide by saying that these things did not happen to these ladies. I just don't get it.
The reporter dismissing Murkomen's assertions that the sources in the documentary had falsified their ages to appear as if they were underage, thus undermining the gist of the expose and jeopardizing her integrity as a journalist.
This story, when we did it, or at least when I got into it, because he has put my integrity into question. He has attacked my character. I have done stories previously that have led to prosecution that have been in court and people have been found guilty. So why he thinks that I would do that, jeopardize my own reputation? Maybe he's the one trying to jeopardize my reputation.
Njeri noted that the survivors of abuse who were interviewed were all over 18 and were recounting experiences of abuse that occurred when they were underage, and that the CS statement will enable the perpetrators.
That's why I think the CS is referring to this as not minors, because at the time I was speaking to them, and it is very clear on the documentary, I say that they're now of age. So they're telling me stories of what happened to them when they were young, when they left home, and what they went through. All right. So to negate that, to deny that these things happened to them, they're talking of their own personal stories. I think it is just wrong. It is evil.
According to Njeri, they had reached out to the government for a response during their investigation, but received none. She added that they gave all their evidence from the undercover investigations to the DCI in March 2025, well before the documentary's release.
It was reported to the Anti-Traffic Child Protection Unit, the DCI. So it's the DCI who should be able to follow this back and explain to the people of Kenya what they did in March and what they found out when they were told about this. They should be able to tell us what they did when we gave them this information, what they did with that information. Because for them to act now, it should corroborate with what they were doing in March.
We shift